We're going to get rid of all of those New Year's resolutions because who needs them? Every year we make those New Year's resolutions and we never keep them, do we? So instead, we are going to come up with a new plan. We're going to have an actionable plan to achieve our goals. But we're going to have a little twist to it for your friends. All right? So let's do this. We want to achieve, we want to show ourselves that we've progressed. So today we're going to look at 5 steps to help ourselves make progress. But for your friends, when you go out to those parties and they say, hey, let's make that New Year's resolution, you say, you can't go and say, I don't have New Year's resolutions. I've got me some goals that I can work through and an actionable plan. Yeah, okay, that's just gonna that's gonna have a damper on that party. So we're not gonna do that. Instead, we're gonna have that secret action plan, and we're gonna start on it today. But when you go to the party, when they ask you for your resolution, you're going to say your goal instead. So if my New Year's resolution was to start a business this year, well, I am not going to be saying, wait, my goal is to start a business. I'll just say, start a business. If I were wanting to, learn a new dance, like I wanted to learn a Zumba dance, perhaps, then I'm not going to say, well, that's not my New Year's resolution. It's my New Year's goal. I'm just going to say, I'm learning Zumba. So that's what you're going to do at your parties. But for you, we're going to actually do a little bit of planning here. All right. So take out your pen and paper. I'm a teacher, right? We've got some work to do. But if you don't want to have like a million pieces of paper all over the place, grab a folder. I've actually created the High Achievers Guide for you. It's a journal. It's a way of you planning and accomplishing your goals. Download that now. The link is associated with this video. It's free. And you can also go to www.colorfulteachingforyou.com/freebies. Colorful has a U in it, okay? And you can download it there. So let's get right into it. All right, the first step is to think dump truck. Now I know I've got some crazy names out here, but they make sense. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna brain dump all of your goals on a piece of paper or in your planner there that we talked about, your High Achievers planner. Brain dump it all out there, and then we're going to move on to the next step. But before we do that, don't sit there and look at your goals and you say, oh no, this is too much for me. I can't achieve it. I'm not good enough. There's no judgment here, my friend. You just write down every single thing, even if it's, I want to be the president of my company. Don't matter. You're going to write it down. All right? Now, the next thing you're going to do is moving on to step 2, and it's called Love the One. And no, I'm not talking about your partner. I'm talking about the one goal. So you're going to need some colored pens, and you're also going to need some highlighters. If you don't have them, anything colored will do. What you're going to do first is you're going to take out your colored pen. You're going to circle all of your wishful thinking goals. So anything that I really want, I would love to do, it speaks to me, it excites me, you're going to circle them. Okay, 4 of them only. The second thing you're going to do, and I should have planned it out, there we go, is you're going to take another colored pen and you're going to circle only one practical goal. Okay, if you circled fewer, maybe 3 of the exciting goals, then you can go ahead and circle 2 practical goals. We want an overall of 5 goals. All right. Once that's done, you're going to take your highlighter and you're going to highlight 1 or 2 goals. One of those goals needs to be your practical goal. Okay, because you do want to stay on task with something. You don't want to let it all slide. But you're going to choose 2 goals, highlight them. When you've done that, you're going to now move on to step 3, which is use your binoculars. And for this one, you're going to take those goals, you're going to break them down into mini goals. So that means mini actionable steps. So if my goal was to write a book, okay, I can't just say, okay, I'm going to write a book today. That's not how it works, right? You can't just say I'm going to write a book and then just start writing. No. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to first choose a day. that I'm going to work on, 1 or 2 days. You might want to have other days, but you know, I'm assuming you're really busy. I'm a mom, I'm a teacher, I don't have a whole lot of time. So for me, I might look for 30-minute time slots. You might want to go for 30 or even an hour. And I might choose to do it 2 times a week because I just don't have the energy and I've got chores to do the other time. But I do want to work on myself. So 2 times a week for me, you could do 1 time, you could do 2, you could do 4, 3, 4, it doesn't matter how many times. But as long as you're being realistic, because I don't want you to be setting yourself up for failure. If you've got more time, you can always add more time later. So I would choose, let's say I'm going to choose Monday nights to work on my goal for an hour. And that means I'm going to sit down and I'm going to type 1 page for 1 hour. Maybe it's 2 pages, but you know, sometimes you have to sit there and you have to think about things, do some research. So I'm going to say 1 page for an hour. And once I'm done that, then I can move on and say, okay, I've done something. So you're going to break it down. Today, I might be working on page 1 of the introduction. Tomorrow, I might be working, or next Monday, I might be working on page 2 of the introduction. The day after is page 3 of the introduction, however long my introduction is. Then I might move on to the acknowledgements page. Then I might, the Monday after, I might move on to brainstorming all of the different topics that I need to cover in this book. Then I might need to brainstorm chapter 1. Then I might need to say, okay, I'm going to write down or do research for each segment of chapter 1. The following Monday, I might need to actually break that down and write down chapter 1. Sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone. But what you want to do is break it down into small chunkable bits. Slot it into your calendar. That is step number 3. Step number 4 is develop long-term relationships. Okay? So I'm not talking about people here right now. I'm talking about developing long-term relationships with your goals. I know, it's a little bit silly there. But what you will be doing here is you are going to, at some point, you are going to get bored of your goals, right? It's not going to be that exciting. It's not that sexy in the beginning. So what you want to do is you're going to do 2 things. Number 1 is you're going to look at your main reason. Why are you choosing these goals? So maybe pick 1 or 2 reasons for why you've chosen these goals and what is it going to do for you when you accomplish these goals. So your why and your what, all right? After that, you're going to slot in some times for reward. So when you finish, say that 1 page or that brainstorming session, what's that mini little treasure that you're going to give yourself? It could be a little treat. I like treats, right? It could be a little dance off that you want to do. For me right now, after I finish this video, I'm going to treat myself to a little bit of tea. So after your little mini goals, and then you're going to look at big goals. When you finish the entire book, what's that main big goal? Maybe it's to take a day trip. Maybe it's to take a bigger trip. I don't know, if you're from Canada to the States, if from the States to England, a big trip. So whatever your big goal is, slot that in, because when the going gets rough, and it will, you need to be able to go back and look at this and give yourself some grace and give yourself some rewards to enjoy the moment. And then when you've finished all of your goals, which you will, is you move on to step number 5, which is called remember the truck. Remember we talked about the dump truck for step number 1? You're going to move up back to the dump truck and you're going to do the same thing that we talked about for the first 4 steps. You're going to do it again, but this time you don't have to brain dump. So instead, you're going to take your brain dump from the step number 1, and you're going to look at steps number 2, 3, and 4, and you're actually going to work through those to accomplish the next goal or 2 of yours. But from right now, just focus on your first 2 goals. So let's recap really quickly. What we've talked about is we've looked at the importance of goal setting. We've also looked at one resource that you could use to help yourself with goal setting, and it's free. So all you need to do is go to www.colorfulteachingforyou.com/freebies. The link will be associated with this video, and you can download your High Achievers planner and get started on your 5 strategies for goal setting, which is the dump truck. The second one was to love the one. The third one was to use your binoculars. The fourth one is to develop long-term relationships. And the fifth one is to remember the truck. Now, sorry about that phone. I didn't have a chance to look down to cancel it, but it won't happen again. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I hope you enjoy setting goals. If you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to contact me anytime. In the meantime, remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, my friends. Bye.